Hi, I'm Cassie Sampson and I own East Village Spa. I'm also a licensed massage therapist.
Hello, you guys. My name is Tricia Rivas, and I am the owner of Trixie's Salon, and I am a hairstylist.
Well, Tricia and I wanted to visit with you, with each other. We've been talking a lot. There's a lot of talk about the future of salons and spas due to COVID-19 and will our industry survive? And we're excited with the possibilities. While we're both devastated and frustrated and grieving now, we've talked a lot with each other about how this situation can actually help our industry and the public in the future. So,
Oh my
Tricia,
goodness. Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Um, so I think the first way that we talk about is it's hard. I mean, it's hard for everyone, but the people who survive this in our industry are going to be the most passionate, dedicated, hardworking, skilled providers. So I think that the public is going to really see an elevation of services. I mean, it'll be a while before we can get back to doing things normally, but I think when that time comes, the public is going to experience a high degree of professionalism.
Oh my goodness, most definitely. Well, and I think we have already witnessed that within our industry and people having that fire in their belly of how we're going to move forward, how we're even doing business now. You definitely have those people that it's time that we elevate our business and it's not just considered a side hustle or a hobby.
Right,
This is a career. This is
right.
a career.
Well, and Tricia, we talked too about we've done this a long time. I've been a massage therapist since 2005. When did you become a cosmetologist?
1997.
Okay, so we've heard it from people, that anyone can do this. Do you need to go to school
Yes.
for this? And I told Tricia, like, listen, you guys who have always thought it was so easy to do your hair, and I'm not a cosmetologist, we're seeing what you're doing at home and you're not very good at it.
Oh my gosh, and bless them. And with that said, YouTube has I think had a part with that also. People doing stuff on YouTube, making it look easy to color their hair, to do makeup, all of that stuff. And some of those people are genuinely, it just comes natural to them. But there's so much more that goes into just coloring hair, learning how to mix chemicals. With waxing, or should you be waxing and using a retin-A? I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of people don't ask that.
no.
And then you have a horrible, horrible chemical burn. There is so much more that goes into this than just doing hair. It is
Yes.
learning the skin. It is learning the body. I mean, the chemistry part of it is very detailed.
Hmm.
And it wouldn't be if, I mean, we're required to have Con Ed hours. There's a reason for that.
Right.
Again, it's not just a hobby.
Right. And same, I think too, I don't know if it's like an absence makes the heart grow fonder or you just take these people for granted in your
Sure.
life. But I feel like our guests, and that's one of the heartbreaking things is all we want to do when we see people, because we're so much more than a massage therapist or a
Yeah.
hairdresser, because we care so deeply and we know our employees care and all we want to do is help. But I also feel like when this is over, people are going to understand exactly how much benefit they were getting from seeing us. So I think that'll be good.
Oh my
One,
goodness, yes,
yeah,
yes.
and um, one from a public health and safety standpoint, I think for years, Tricia and I have vented together. The public just was willing to turn the other way and ignore, for the sake of cheap services, ignore some very poor sanitation practices. And looking at some of the cheap nail salons or waxing places that, are double dipping or not wearing gloves for waxes or not properly sanitizing their tools or using disposables in nail salons. And I think the public knows, I think people knew before that we're willing to ignore it, but the stakes are so much higher now that I think the public understands the benefit of their providers being safe.
Oh my goodness. And Cass, as hard as this has been,
Mm-hmm.
You and I have both said that there is going to be more goodness that comes out of this for our industry than there is bad. And I completely agree with you on the sanitation. And talking about what is that going to look like when we
Yeah.
reopen? It's not going back to normal, at least at our salons. And I know at the spa, it won't. It will be taking many, many precautions, wearing gloves. Do we wear a mask? Do our guests wear masks? Write down, do we take temperatures?
Mm-hmm.
We want to get back into the salon. Okay, I say that every day. I miss my staff, I miss my guests. But with that said, like you, we want it to be safe. And we will be doing any and everything possible at Trixie's as yourself to make that safe. We're working on guidelines right now that we will have published for our guests, right down to, which we don't double book anyways at the salon, but no double booking. When you are waiting for your appointment, we'll have you wait in the car. We'll send you a text when we're ready. Many, many precautions, because we are not going back to normal.
Yeah.
We're just not, and we can't. We can't.
And that's a challenge that I feel like, you know, it's heartbreaking as I'm going out and we're pushing guests farther and farther, but I'm really realistic. For our regulars, they know on a Saturday morning, we might have anywhere from 12 to 14 guests checking in at the same time. And we're almost 5,000 square feet, but that means we have more than that number of employees here.
Yes.
There's no way, there is absolutely no way we can safely do that until maybe there's a vaccine. That doesn't mean that Tricia at her salon and at East Village Spa, we can't reopen in some capacity, but it won't look the same. We won't be able to, you know, bridal parties. That's not a thing we'll be able to do. Groups in our nail room, it would be too small of a space to have a group in there. So looking at, you know, it might not be exactly what our clients want. We've already talked about, you know, that's a debate. What about the table warmers? Changing blankets to something that can withstand a lot heavier laundering and, gosh, and let's talk about protective equipment.
Exactly. What are we going to wear to make sure that our staff are protected? You know, I posted a funny meme yesterday where I'm like, well, just ordered my Darth Vader outfit for when I go back to the salon.
And where are we going to get it? That's the, I mean, our vendors are reaching out, just giving us a heads up that the cost of gloves is going to be doubling, quadrupling. So just to mentally prepare. So how do we translate that? So it's not just as easy as opening the doors and saying, well, these are all the services on the books. And that's why, as scary and challenging as that is to think about, it's those things that give me hope for our profession, thinking, well, the people who are going to stick it out when it is very, very hard to do the thing that we love are going to be the top of the top.
Exactly. I completely agree with you on that. And again, what I love is rethinking what is going to be our normal. So we continue to have success, because this is the thing. You and I haven't just rolled over in a ball.
No,
okay?
I wanted to, but I didn't.
Oh, many, many times. I mean, how many times have I called you and just been like, oh my gosh, I'm done. But with that said too, though, it has put such a fire in my belly to make sure that our industry's voices are heard. I mean, that is, I know that is what we are meant to do together. I really, really do. And, you know, with our Cosmetology Guild, there's women in there and men in there that also have that same fire in their belly. And it's time. It is time. It really is.
And Tricia, I don't know if you experience this, and I think this happens for any business owner, and this is the time where I'm seeing a lot of people reevaluate, you know, priorities. And I won't lie, I was burned out, and I was burned out for years because 6 day weeks, 50 to 60 hour weeks, and not seeing my family, like you start questioning, like, how do I get out of this cycle? But the moment I was faced with losing it, the idea became so much that there is no other world and no other situation that I could possibly imagine that could have put in front of me the clarity that this is what I want to do. And it just took having it taken away from me and the possibility of not having it to know. So, I mean,
Most definitely.
I think if this didn't happen, if we just a month ago kept cruising along and none of this happened, would I have that clarity, or would I still be feeling so exhausted and run down and burned out? But now I know this is it.
Yeah, it is. Well, and this is the thing too, we lead a team. So it's not just us. We also have a responsibility to a team that is depending on us to be strong, to be organized, to lead them into the new normal. And, and that's, as you also, that's what feeds my soul, is that they're in this for the long run, like we
They
are.
are. They are.
I mean, they are, how can we help you? We're in this together, still staying connected on social media, letting our guests know that we are here. We're not done. It might look different.
Yeah.
But we are not done. We are not done.
That's the main message. The industry will survive this. The industry will grow. We will get better. We will be able to better serve all of our guests down the road. So.
Oh yeah. And one thing too, and I had known this, but during the Great Depression, the hair industry and the makeup industry was one of the top industries to survive. That says something. That says that we are essential.
Well, I know you and my team, we can't wait to get back to seeing our guests, but we will wait until it is safe to do so, and until we have a solid plan. But in the meanwhile, send some love to your hairdressers, your massage therapists, your nail techs. Let them know. A note to just say I'm thinking of you is really, it can make a total difference in a day, especially if someone's having a rough day. So reach out to them. Our guests have been amazing, and that gets me through every day.
It does. It really, really does. And, like you said, whether we're, employee-based or a sole proprietor or whatever that might be, we are in this together, and we want to elevate this industry together. We do. It is time.